Hey there and welcome to yet another Flight Gear live recording video. This time I would like to try out a VOR-DME Arc, which can be a little bit hard because, well, you know, VOR-DME was the first time doing that, for me at least, for the HowTo last week, HowTo 29, and after I uploaded that video, Omega Pilot from the Omega Hangar contacted me and he reminded me that I had not used any approach charts. And he is absolutely right about that. That's, well, kind of an essential thing if you're trying to do a realistic approach. Realistic approaches, actually. Pretty much every airport has an approach chart, if not every airport, I don't really know about that. And so does TNCM, of course, the airport I'm flying at again today. Omega Pilot made a few videos about VOR-DME himself in the A330, doing a VOR-DME Arc, like right here, towards TNCM. This is the approach chart for TNCM. You'll find this in the description of his video. I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video. These two charts. This one shows, well, more the altitudes and the heading and something about minutes. I don't really know it. You know, you can read this, I think. You're supposed to circle around the airport right here. We're not doing that at the moment, so that's the first mistake, but, you know, never mind. Then you're supposed to fly, well, pretty much above the airport and then to 318, heading 318, towards DME 7. I'll explain that in a minute. First of all, I'm now south of TNCM, so let's turn north towards the airport. And descend to, let's say, 3,500, speed 220, heading 0. And let's also, let's make the aircraft a bit lighter, more of a landing weight, and also let's fill in the radio navigation stuff. So that's gonna be 113.0. Eventually we'll have to turn to 96, so I'll fill that in right here. And let's of course set this to VOR. In the HowTo I showed you this map view. Turned out that you'll get that if you click on this, and during the recording of the HowTo I kind of accidentally clicked that button, so never mind. It's basically the same thing, just, you know, this one has a much bigger circle than this. It's essentially the same. So we're flying north towards the airport. Oh, of course I did fill in this, but, you know, we do have to descend. Let's see. So we are kind of cheating on this, on skipping the circling move. As soon as we're pretty much above the airport, or right before that, we'll turn to 318. And continue that heading until we are 7.0 miles away from the DME station. And the VOR-DME station, it's pretty much right next to the runway of TNCM. And from that point we'll have to start a 90-degree turn approximately. And then make a 9 DME arc, which means that during that turn, which is a continuous turn to the left, we will be 9 miles away from the DME station at all times. Well, that's basically the whole trick of a DME arc, trying to hold that 9 DME until we have to intercept the VOR-DME. Then we'll just do it as we did in the how-to video. So we are flying pretty much straight towards the NCM right now. There's the VOR-DME. So on this map we'll turn like this, then somewhere around here we'll start to turn to the left, make the arc, and then a sharp turn to the left again to intercept the VOR. And that should do. I know the first time people try DME arcs, they tend to fail, because it's really not an easy thing. So if I do happen to not perform this very correctly, then you'll know why. The Omega pilot mentioned this in his video. Good pilots are able to perform a DME arc with well, what's it called? Maybe a margin of 0.5 miles. So if it says 9 DME, they're able to keep the aircraft within 8.5 and 9.5 DME miles away from the station. But we'll see how this goes. I believe that once we reach this point, we'll have to make quite a sharp turn to meet the 9 DME arc, after which the turn can be a bit less of a high banking angle turn, like this chart shows us. So at this point, we should be descending to 2500, but I'm going to descend to 2130 already and slow down much more because I'm kind of fast and way up high. So 2130, speed 180 maybe. And now that we're in this menu, let's start the turn already. Maybe that's a bit early. I absolutely have no idea. Yeah, seems a bit early. Let's turn to 330 and then we'll turn to 318 a bit later. And also let's start descending. I'm doing this all on the autopilot, but eventually when it comes to flying the arc, I think I will switch to manual flight. I'm not such a star at flying the 777 without the autopilot enabled, so well, we'll see how that goes. I hope it's gonna be fine. So let's see, we're flying away from the station, that's perfectly fine. Let's turn to 318. I don't know why there's two menus showing up. It's also when I'm opening the radio navigation stuff, it's the old typical flight gear menu for pretty much every plane, and the menu specifically for the 777. I don't know why that is, but well, just a weird thing. Okay, so 3 DME, and it's going up. Let's add some flaps. And slow down more to 160. Okay, so let's take one more look at this chart. At 7, which we're getting close. We'll turn to the left. Then it's 9 DME arc, and we should meet up with the VOR at 7 again. And then we're continuing the approach, and hopefully we'll be making a good landing. Okay, so almost there. I'll add more flaps and disengage the autopilot. Let's see, 7. So let's start the turn. No idea how steep this turn should be. Let's take a look at the map. We should be flying some sort of downwards as soon as it hits the 9, I think. I'm adding flaps a bit early because I'm having to pitch up so much. Okay, so we're flying almost south, and oops, this is not such a smooth flight for the passengers, but that's okay. And actually, yeah, it's going to 8.2, so I guess I turned too far. I'll just fly straight for a bit and see what happens. It's not really an arc, this more, I'm turning the exact wrong side. Okay, 8.3, that's more like it. And we're already getting close to the VOR-DME line. So I guess we won't be even far away from turning again towards the 96 heading. Okay, it's 8.7, let's start turning slowly. 8.8, good. 8.9. 9, okay, 9.0. This would be what a perfect arc would look like if it was 9.0 all the time. And I just reached that even though I'm already halfway through the arc. Oh, and the localizer thing starts going to the center, so I'm going to turn, make a sharper turn to make this line up. We'll continue the approach. Hope we get the runway on visual already. Okay, there's the runway. Well, I guess this is the end of the arc already. That was not such a smooth arc. I think I get the point of it though. I'm already getting a bit low, so let's get ready. Gear down. Turn towards the 96 because the localizer is already in the middle, or the needle. I think it's called the needle. This thing in the middle. And add some more flaps. Ooh. Should turn a bit more. Well, I already have the runway on visual, so I guess I'm already supposed to start lining up using my eyes rather than the VOR, because that's not necessarily a good tool to be flying on for a perfect alignment. So let's see, 150 speed. I'm keeping on the auto throttle. Gear is down. Let's see, approach speed maybe 140. Oops, bit to the left. Okay, so well, I hope you'll be able to get some educational value out of this video. Not so sure actually. Well, I think I explained kind of good enough how an arc should be performed, but you know, the presentation is not really something to be proud of, hopefully, yet. I will be doing a VOR-DME Arc how-to eventually, which is much better than a live recording, because then I can do as many takes as I'd like. But before that, I'd love to see how well you can perform those arcs.
1000.
And again, I'm proving that I'm not so good at talking and landing at the same time. Feels like we have some crosswinds from the right side. Let's set some brakes. 2 will do. I use some reverser anyway, so. Okay.
500.
Getting there.
400.
Quite some crosswinds actually.
300.
And let's
Minimums,
disengage the auto throttle.
200.
We'll continue the approach. And hopefully land this thing slightly more to the center line.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh. Some rudder. Oops. Wow, that's not good. The pitch trim is way off. And that makes it very hard for me to steer on the runway. Okay, this is gonna be a go around. Too bad. Actually, in real life, I would have crashed this thing. Okay, not the best way to end a live recording video. Really, this was a bad landing. But look at the pitch trim, it's all the way down there. Usually the pitch trim is somewhere in the middle, but I didn't check it when I disengaged the autopilot, that's all my fault. So when I pressed 5 on my keyboard to reset all the controls and use the rudder only on the ground, apparently the nose went up again, but yeah. Trying to make up some excuse, but I think that's how this happened. Okay, bad ending to this video, but never mind, it was all about the VOR-DME Arc. I'm curious to see your video responses to this video of you doing a VOR-DME Arc. Maybe this one at TNCM, it's not so hard. Remember to check out the videos from the Omega Hangar. I'll put a link to his channel and the videos in the description of this video. You'll get the approach charts there. And I hope to see you back at the next video.